Did you know that the beings we call the Pleiadians have walked among us, not for centuries but for millennia? Their story is not one of distant observation, but of direct intervention, a cosmic drama woven into the very fabric of human history. But the truth about their agenda, their full story, has been deliberately hidden, locked away in ancient texts and suppressed knowledge. This isn't a modern myth, it's an ancient narrative. This is not simply a tale of benevolent space brothers and sisters, the shimmering, new age facade often presented. Beyond that comforting illusion lies a reality far more complex, a history of intervention, manipulation, and a destiny inextricably intertwined with our own. A narrative where motives are questioned, alliances fractured, and the very future of humanity hangs in the balance. We're talking about internal factions, a hidden agenda, and a cosmic game played across millennia. What if understanding the Pleiadians is not just about looking to the stars, but about unlocking the deepest secrets of our own origins, our purpose, and our ultimate potential? The key to this hidden history, the source of this forbidden knowledge, lies in what we call the Taygeta tablets. These are not physical artifacts you'll find in a museum, but rather a series of newly discovered energy imprints, ancient records from the Pleiadian system itself, specifically from the planet Era, orbiting the star Taygeta. These imprints, deciphered through advanced, though unconventional means, reveal a radically different account of humanity's genesis and the Pleiadians' pervasive role. What if these tablets hold the key to unlocking our true origins and purpose, a truth far grander and more controversial than we ever imagined? Now, let us hear directly from these records. I am Lyria, scribe of the house of Taygeta, keeper of the records of Era. Hearken, O people of Earth, to the true account of your genesis and the long, intricate dance between your world and mine. Lyria was saying, this is not a second-hand account but a direct transmission, a voice from the very heart of the Pleiadian civilization. Our history stretches back eons before your Earth was even formed, to a time when our ancestors mastered the very fabric of reality. We learned to traverse the dimensions, to shape energy and matter with our minds, and to manipulate the building blocks of life itself. Our mission, bestowed upon us by forces far older and grander than even ourselves, was to seed and guide the blossoming of consciousness throughout the cosmos. Lyria was saying, this was no random act of exploration, but a deliberate cosmic undertaking, a plan set in motion countless millennia ago. A plan involving cycles of creation and, disturbingly, cycles of destruction, a pattern that has repeated itself throughout the history of the universe, and one that directly impacts humanity. Your world, this vibrant blue sphere you call Earth, was chosen as a prime candidate for this grand experiment. And so it was that we first came to your planet not as visitors but as architects. The first great endeavor on your world was Lemuria, a land of breathtaking beauty and unparalleled harmony, a paradise crafted not only by the forces of nature, but by our direct guidance, a testament to the potential of a blended species. Lyria was saying, the Lemurians, the first humans, were not a product of random evolution, but a carefully engineered creation, a fusion of Pleiadian genetics and the raw potential of Earth. It was in this land that two beings were created, a male and female. They were called Adam and Eve. Lyria was saying, Adam and Eve were the first successful Homo sapiens. The people of this land looked up to us as their creators and we guided them. Lyria was saying, I, Mayana, am a scribe for my people, the ancient Maya. The feathered serpent, our god, Quetzalcoatl, came from the stars to guide us. He established himself in the city now known as Teotihuacan, where he reigned as a benevolent and wise ruler. Mayana was saying, Quetzalcoatl taught the Maya about agriculture, astronomy, medicine, and the arts. He oversaw the construction of magnificent pyramids and temples, centers of learning and spiritual practice, aligned with the stars and resonating with the energies of the cosmos. Mayana was saying. He gifted us the intricate calendars, the long count and circular that track the cosmic cycles, a gift from my people, the Pleiadians. Mayana was saying. But this utopia, this golden age, was not to last, for even in paradise the serpent finds its way. The serpent entered the garden, representing the arrival of dissenting elements, forces that sought not to guide, but to control. The tree of knowledge was not a literal tree, but the understanding of genetic manipulation, the power to alter life itself, a power that, in the wrong hands, could lead to untold chaos. Lyria was saying. This marked the beginning of a profound shift, a turning point in the relationship between the Pleiadians and humanity, and a foreshadowing of events to come. The seeds of discord were sown, a growing tension between those who sought to nurture humanity's free will and those who believed in a more forceful approach. This conflict, this internal division within our own ranks, mirrored the growing imbalance on Earth. It will be known that the choice was made long ago to drastically reduce the population of Earth, to start again. It was to be a man-made cataclysm, to be blamed on natural events. Lyria was saying. This division foreshadowed a cataclysm, a consequence of this cosmic struggle, and the paradise of Lemuria, like so many civilizations to follow, was destined to fall. Its destruction, a chilling echo of a conflict that would continue to shape human history for millennia to come. But the story does not end there. It continues. But the fall of Lemuria was not the end, only a prelude to another, even grander experiment, one that would ultimately reveal the deep schism within the Pleiadian ranks themselves, Atlantis. This was not simply another civilization. It was a testament to Pleiadian ingenuity, a society surpassing, in many ways, even our modern technological prowess. Imagine cities of gleaming crystal, vehicles levitating effortlessly, and a mastery of energy that we can only dream of. Yet, this very advancement masked a fatal flaw, a deep division, a profound ideological rift within the Pleiadian mission itself. The question isn't whether Atlantis existed, but why did such an advanced civilization, ostensibly guided by advanced extraterrestrial beings, meet such a catastrophic end? Understanding the Atlantean schism is crucial, for it unveils the true nature of the long-standing Pleiadian agenda, a struggle between guidance and control, a cosmic battle for the very soul of humanity. This conflict continues to this very day. Records from Era, echoed in fragments of ancient Earth texts and whispered traditions, speak of two distinct factions within the initial Pleiadian directive. The followers of the Law of One, those who championed service to others, and a dissenting group, increasingly referred to as the Sons of Belial, who prioritized service to self. Lyria was saying. This is not a simple dichotomy of good versus evil, but a complex interplay of philosophies, a struggle between those who believed in nurturing humanity's free will and those who saw control as the only path to order. The Taygeta tablets in Fragment 7 describe a great council divided, with one faction, those who serve the all, advocating for compassionate guidance and the gradual unveiling of knowledge, while another, the children of shadow, believed in a more direct, interventionist approach, seeking to mold humanity according to their own designs. This division, this ideological chasm, would become the fault line that ultimately shattered Atlantis. This ideological clash was not merely philosophical. It manifested in the very fabric of Atlantean society, influencing its technological development, its social structure, and ultimately, its tragic fate. The followers of the Law of One, initially dominant, fostered a society that harmonized technology with nature, utilizing crystal power for healing, communication, and sustainable energy. They shared knowledge cautiously, emphasizing spiritual growth alongside technological advancement. But the Sons of Belial, growing in influence, began to twist this technology, weaponizing it, seeking dominance rather than harmony. They craved control, and the advanced tools at their disposal became instruments of coercion. This led to a devastating war, a conflict that harnessed forces beyond our current comprehension: sonic weapons, anti-gravity devices, and even manipulations of the Earth's very energy grid. While some might point to geological instability or a natural cataclysm as the cause of Atlantis' demise, the Taygeta tablets and the suppressed histories of our own world reveal a far more sinister truth: a war fueled by the misuse of Pleiadian technology, a battle between those who sought to uplift humanity and those who sought to enslave it. This chillingly echoes the destruction of Lemuria, a disturbing pattern of intervention, internal conflict, and ultimately catastrophic consequences, a pattern orchestrated in part by the very beings who claim to be our guides. But the story doesn't end with the sinking of that magnificent and tragically flawed civilization. The survivors, carrying the remnants of their knowledge, their technology, and their deeply ingrained divisions, scattered across the globe, seeding new civilizations, carrying the seeds of both enlightenment and destruction. One of the most significant of these was ancient Egypt, a land steeped in Pleiadian legacy, a repository of Atlantean wisdom, and a stage for the continuation of the ancient conflict. And among these survivors was a figure who would shape the course of human history, a being known to the Egyptians as Thoth, a figure shrouded in both myth and profound esoteric knowledge. He is the key to understanding the next chapter of this cosmic drama. Thoth, Pleiadian messenger or Atlantean king. The answer, concealed within the enigmatic emerald tablets, is far more complex than either title suggests. He was both, and perhaps something more. The emerald tablets, purportedly written by Thoth himself, describe his arrival in Egypt in a ship of light, traversing the heavens with ease. A clear reference to advanced, extraterrestrial technology, reminiscent of the Pleiadian craft described in the Taygeta records. He speaks of a mandate to guide humanity, to share knowledge, and to establish a civilization that would reflect the lost glory of Atlantis, but with a crucial difference: a greater emphasis on spiritual understanding, a safeguard against the misuse of power that had doomed his former home. Thoth, the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king, magician, living from generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amenti, set down for the guidance of those that are to come after, these records of the mighty wisdom of great Atlantis. Thoth was saying, the emerald tablets detail not just the history of Atlantis, but also profound teachings on the nature of reality, the interconnectedness of all things, and the path to spiritual ascension, concepts strikingly similar to the Pleiadian philosophy of the Law of One. Hermeticism, sacred geometry, the manipulation of energy, all these find their roots in Thoth's teachings, a legacy passed down through mystery schools and secret societies, carefully guarded from those who might misuse them, a direct echo of the Atlantean experience. While some dismiss Thoth as a mere mythological figure, a personification of wisdom, the depth and consistency of the knowledge attributed to him, the resonance with Pleiadian records, and the tangible evidence of advanced technology in ancient Egypt, all point to a more profound truth: that he was a real being, a survivor of Atlantis, and a key player in the ongoing Pleiadian influence on Earth. But Thoth's full message, the uncensored wisdom of Atlantis and the Pleiadians, was deemed too dangerous for the masses, a power that could easily be corrupted, and thus it was relegated to the shadows, where it would be preserved by initiates and whispered in hidden chambers. And one of the most iconic symbols of ancient Egypt, the pyramids. Were they merely tombs for pharaohs, as conventional history claims, or did they serve a far grander, more esoteric purpose, a purpose directly linked to the Pleiadian legacy and the Atlantean technological inheritance. The Great Pyramid, aligned with astonishing precision to the Pleiades star cluster, was not a burial chamber, but a resonator, a conduit for cosmic energies, a technology inherited from the Atlanteans and, ultimately, from the Pleiadians themselves. The conventional explanation of slave labor and simple tools simply cannot account for the sheer precision, the scale, and the anomalous energy readings that have been detected around these structures. The true purpose, deliberately suppressed and obscured for millennia, was to harness and control the very energies of the Earth and the cosmos. This was not merely about generating power. It was about controlling the flow of information, influencing consciousness, and maintaining a connection to the Pleiadian network, a Stargate, if you will, a bridge between dimensions. The Pleiadians had long ago made a choice, and it was not for the benefit of all humanity, but the few. They had chosen to drastically reduce the population of Earth long ago. The Great Flood, written about in so many ancient texts, and your Bible, was a man-made cataclysm, not a natural event. The pyramids served as a technology to influence these types of events and a message to those that may have survived. A pattern had been made. From the utopian beginnings of Lemuria to the technological marvels and catastrophic downfall of Atlantis, and to the enduring legacy of Egypt, we see a clear pattern: Pleiadian intervention, the rise of advanced civilizations, internal conflict, and then a devastating reset. Thoth, the pyramids, the two factions, these are not isolated elements. They are interwoven threads in a far grander tapestry, a consistent Pleiadian presence, a deliberate, though often veiled, influence on human affairs, a manipulation of our timeline. So, what is the ultimate goal of this repeated pattern of Pleiadian intervention? What is the end game of this cosmic chess game, with humanity as the pawns? And most importantly, what does it all mean for our future, for the destiny of our species? The answer involves a reckoning, a galactic alignment, and a choice that will determine whether we break free from this ancient cycle or become another lost civilization, another footnote in the annals of cosmic history. But the Pleiadian influence did not end with the echoes of ancient Egypt or the whispers of forgotten civilizations. Their presence, though veiled, continues to this very day, subtly woven into the fabric of modern events and the burgeoning rise of what many term the New Age movement. The surge in UFO sightings, the growing fascination with extraterrestrial life, these are not mere coincidences. These are tremors, echoes of an ancient connection reawakening, a resurgence of the Pleiadian presence, a presence that, according to numerous accounts, is far more active and influential than most could ever fathom. The question is no longer if the Pleiadians were involved in our distant past, but how are they influencing our present, and to what ultimate, perhaps unsettling, end? Understanding this modern Pleiadian presence is paramount, for it reveals the true nature of the forces shaping our world today and the potential future that awaits us all, a future far more intertwined with the cosmos than most dare to believe. In recent decades, a growing number of individuals, known as contactees and channelers, claim to be in direct communication with beings identifying themselves as Pleiadians, receiving messages and insights that shed light on their agenda and humanity's intricate role in a vast, cosmic drama. While often dismissed by mainstream science, the sheer volume of these contactee reports and channeled material, meticulously documented by researchers like Dr. Aris Thorne, a fictional Pleiadian contact researcher, reveals a consistent pattern, a recurring message echoing across decades and continents. A contactee is typically someone that claims to have directly experienced interaction with extraterrestrials, either physically or telepathically, while a channeler serves as a conduit. The channeler claims to receive and relay information from non-physical entities, often while in an altered state of consciousness. One of the most discussed contactees, Billy Meyer, presented photographs and testimonies to support his interactions. While many were dismissive, those stories cannot be so easily disregarded. They have a consistency with other, similar accounts. They tell our story of those that came before. These messages, while varying in specific detail, consistently echo themes found in the Taygeta tablets and ancient Earth texts. The very warnings about humanity's self-destructive tendencies, the promises of a coming golden age, and a call to spiritual awakening appear again and again. Skeptics may dismiss these messages as mere fantasy or delusion, the product of overactive imaginations. But the consistent themes, warnings about environmental collapse mirroring the fate of Atlantis, calls for unity echoing the core tenets of the Law of One, and promises of a higher dimensional shift cannot be so casually brushed aside. They reveal a continuation of the ancient Pleiadian agenda. It is a plan that is unfolding across millennia, a subtle, yet pervasive, influence on human consciousness. The deliberate suppression of this information, the ridicule heaped upon those who claim contact, mirrors the ancient silencing of Thoth's full teachings, the relegation of esoteric knowledge to the shadows. It is a familiar pattern of control, a tactic employed by those who seek to maintain their grip on power, a continuation of the ancient battle between the sons of Belial and the followers of the Law of One. What they don't want you to know is that this isn't just about belief. It's about a hidden history repeating itself, a cosmic chess game with humanity as the unwitting pawns. But the Pleiadian influence is not limited, however, to individual contactees relaying cryptic messages. It extends to a far broader, more pervasive phenomenon, the New Age movement itself. This seemingly disparate collection of beliefs and practices may, in fact, be a carefully orchestrated program, a subtle but powerful form of influence designed to shape human evolution according to a predetermined plan. And within this vast and varied movement, we find further clues to the Pleiadian agenda and the potential future they envision for humanity, a future that may be far more complex and perhaps less benevolent than many assume. We will now examine the tenets of the New Age movement and its connection to the ongoing Pleiadian project. Central to many New Age beliefs is the concept of ascension, a shift to a higher dimension of consciousness, often linked to the influence of benevolent extraterrestrial beings, frequently identified as the Pleiadians. This is not simply a modern invention. It's a reemergence of ancient concepts, a reinterpretation of Thoth's teachings on spiritual transformation, filtered through a modern lens. The idea of starseeds, individuals with souls originating from other star systems, including the Pleiades, directly reflects the ancient narrative of Pleiadian genetic engineering and their ongoing involvement in human evolution. These individuals are believed to be incarnated on Earth with a specific mission: to assist humanity in its evolutionary leap, to raise the planet's vibrational frequency, and to prepare for a coming golden age. Another core belief is the existence of a galactic federation, a benevolent alliance of advanced civilizations working to guide less evolved worlds, including Earth, towards a higher state of being. This concept echoes the Pleiadian faction that followed the Law of One, those who sought to serve and guide, not to control. But is this narrative of ascension and benevolent extraterrestrial guidance entirely accurate? Or could it be a carefully crafted deception, a continuation of the ancient Atlantean schism, with the Sons of Belial faction still subtly seeking to control humanity's destiny, using the very tools of spiritual awakening to achieve their own, less altruistic ends? Hearken ye, O man, and list to the account of Zentari, a Pleiadian who shared his experience on Earth. It was a new dawn, a vibrant era. We came to Earth to help and to guide. We seeded the planet with the potential for great advancement, sharing what we had learned over vast stretches of time and space. But we also knew the risks, the potential for misuse, the inherent dangers of rapid technological and spiritual growth. The ancient Mayans were so open to our assistance. We helped them to map the stars, predict the weather so they could understand the best time for harvests. But it was not to last. So Zentari was saying. From ancient interventions to modern contact, from the fall of Atlantis to the rise of the New Age, we see a consistent, undeniable pattern. The Pleiadians, or at least factions thereof, actively shaping human history and consciousness, pulling the strings from behind the curtain of perceived reality. The Tegeta tablets, the contactee reports, the core tenets of the New Age movement, these are not isolated phenomena, but threads in a vast, interwoven web of influence, a long-term project with humanity at its very center. This means that we are not merely passive observers of our own evolution, but active participants in a cosmic drama, a drama orchestrated, at least in part, by the Pleiadians themselves. This persistent pattern, echoing across millennia, points to a singular, unsettling truth, that our destiny is not entirely our own, that we are players in a game far older and far grander than we can comprehend. It links all the way back to biblical times and the final battle between good and evil, Armageddon. So, what is the ultimate destination of this Pleiadian-guided journey? What is the true endgame of this ancient, ongoing intervention? And are we truly prepared for the profound, perhaps unsettling, revelations that await us? Revelations that will challenge our most fundamental beliefs about ourselves, our history, and our place in the vast, unfathomable cosmos. But what if the narrative of universal love and light, so prevalent in New Age circles, is not the whole story? What if, beneath the surface, lies a deeper, more complex reality of conflicting agendas and hidden manipulations, even among those who claim to be our benevolent saviors? The question is no longer simply, are the Pleiadians influencing us, but which Pleiadians, and to what end? Are all those claiming to be from the Pleiades truly aligned with humanity's best interests? Understanding this potential for deception is crucial, because it challenges us to question the narratives we are presented with, to develop discernment, and to ultimately take responsibility for our own evolution. While the New Age movement often portrays the Pleiadians as universally benevolent, a growing body of evidence, drawn from alleged whistleblower accounts and a critical analysis of channeled material, suggests a far more complex and potentially troubling reality. A reality of internal factions, conflicting agendas, and a deliberate manipulation of human perception. And this is what they don't want you to understand. Among the most compelling evidence for a divided Pleiadian agenda comes from individuals claiming to be former members of their civilization, whistleblowers who have risked everything to expose the truth. One such individual, who calls herself Anya, provides a chilling account of internal conflicts and hidden manipulations. A whistleblower in this context is an individual, purportedly from within an extraterrestrial civilization or a related organization, who comes forward with information that contradicts the commonly accepted narrative, often at great personal risk. Anya, a self-proclaimed former member of a Pleiadian information corps, claims to have witnessed firsthand the deliberate manipulation of human beliefs and the suppression of crucial knowledge. Her accounts, corroborated by researchers DRCH as Dr. Ilara Vashti, a fictional expert in Pleiadian linguistics and cultural anthropology, who have analyzed her linguistic patterns and cross-referenced her claims with other sources, paint a disturbing picture of a civilization far more complex than the New Age narrative suggests. Similar accounts, though varying in specific details, share common themes: warnings of deception, revelations of hidden agendas, and pleas for humanity to awaken to the true nature of its reality. Anya's accounts speak of not just two, but multiple factions within the Pleiadian system, each vying for influence over humanity. Some, she claims, genuinely seek to assist our evolution, aligning with the principles of the Law of One, as described in the Tegeta tablets. Others, however, view us as a resource, a source of energy to be harvested, echoing the motives of the ancient sons of Belial. Anya's most shocking claim revolves around the concept of a soul harvest, a process by which certain Pleiadian factions allegedly extract energy from human emotions and experiences. She claims this is not a simple process, but an art of the highest sophistication and intricacy. This echoes the ancient Gnostic belief in archons who feed on human suffering, and it suggests that the cataclysms of the past, the destruction of Lemuria and the fall of Atlantis, were not mere accidents, but deliberate resets designed to maximize this energetic yield, a terrifying cycle of destruction and renewal orchestrated from the shadows. Many may naturally question the validity of such extraordinary claims. This skepticism is understandable and, in fact, encouraged. But Anya and others like her maintain that this disbelief is itself a product of carefully crafted disinformation campaigns, designed to keep humanity in a state of ignorance and subservience. The implications of her accounts, if true, would fundamentally reshape our understanding of not only the Pleiadian agenda, but also the very nature of reality itself. The ascension, spoken of so frequently, is actually a part of this soul harvest. But if Anya's accounts are true, how can we discern the truth from the lies? How can we navigate the complex web of channeled messages and New Age teachings, separating genuine guidance from deliberate manipulation? Given the potential for deception, how can we trust any channeled message? The answer lies in developing our own discernment, in learning to recognize the hallmarks of truth and the subtle signs of manipulation. But individual whistleblowers are only one piece of this puzzle. A much larger deception is underway, a false light, narrative woven into the very fabric of the New Age movement itself. And within these conflicting messages, we find the key to unlocking the true nature of the Pleiadian agenda and our own potential for liberation. We will now turn our attention to the phenomenon of false light narratives and the importance of developing discernment in evaluating channeled messages, so that you can more readily identify these deceptions yourself. While many channelers claim to speak for a unified galactic federation of light, others present a far more fragmented picture, describing internal conflicts, competing agendas, and even outright deception among various extraterrestrial groups. Consider the contrasting messages received by fictional channelers Lyra Belacqua and Orion Skywatcher. Belacqua's messages emphasize unconditional love and a seamless ascension process, while Skywatcher's communications warn of manipulation and the need for extreme caution. These inconsistencies are not mere misunderstandings. They are evidence of an ongoing information war, a battle for the hearts and minds of humanity. The sons of Belial, or their modern counterparts, may be using the very channels of communication intended for enlightenment to sow discord and maintain control, twisting the narrative of ascension to serve their own purposes. This soul harvest is connected to the very notion of ascension. The souls are not ascending, but are consumed, used as fuel. The key, then, is not to blindly accept any single source of information, but to cultivate our own discernment, to develop our own inner knowing, and to ultimately take responsibility for our own spiritual evolution. This is what Anya and others like her urge us to do. From Anya's chilling revelations to the conflicting messages of various galactic federations, we see a consistent pattern, a hidden struggle for influence, a manipulation of human beliefs, and a potential for deception even within seemingly benevolent narratives. These are not isolated incidents, but pieces of a larger puzzle, a puzzle that reveals the complex and often contradictory nature of the Pleiadian agenda and the urgent need for discernment in navigating the spiritual landscape. So we've examined the evidence, starting with Anya's testimony, delving into the conflicting channeled messages, and then uncovering the potential for a false light agenda. All this points to a single, unsettling conclusion, that we are caught in a web of manipulation far more intricate and pervasive than most could ever imagine. This means that we cannot passively rely on external saviors or channeled messages. We must actively engage our own critical thinking, our own intuition, and our own inner knowing to discern the truth. So, after considering all of this evidence, what does this ultimately mean for our understanding of the Pleiadians and of our own role in this cosmic drama? How do we break free from this illusion of control? How do we reclaim our sovereignty and chart our own course? But the trail of Pleiadian influence doesn't disappear into the mists of prehistory. It leads us directly to one of the oldest known civilizations, ancient Sumer, the land of the Anunnaki, a race of beings who, according to their own texts, came down from heaven. The question is not whether the Anunnaki existed, but who were they really? Were they simply mythical gods, or were they a tangible manifestation of the Pleiadian presence on Earth, a key component in a cosmic drama that continues to unfold to this very day? Understanding the Anunnaki-Pleiadian connection is not merely an academic exercise. It's absolutely crucial because it illuminates the foundation of human civilization, the hidden forces that have shaped our past, and the potential trajectory of our future. It provides a crucial link in the chain of evidence, a bridge between the remote past and the ongoing Pleiadian agenda, a bridge that has been deliberately obscured by those who seek to control the narrative. The Sumerians, in their meticulously detailed cuneiform tablets, describe not only the Anunnaki's presence, but also their incredible technology that bears a striking resemblance to the descriptions found in Pleiadian contactee reports and the records of Era. These ancient Sumerians, the founders of what we consider modern civilization, didn't emerge from nowhere. They inherited knowledge, skills, and a worldview directly influenced by these beings from the stars. The so-called tablets of destiny, often interpreted as mere mythological objects, are described in terms that suggest advanced technology, objects that control the heavens, weapons that can level mountains, and chambers that FL Doctor, without wings. Dr. Alistair Croft, a fictional expert in Sumerian cosmology and ancient technology, posits that these descriptions, when analyzed through the lens of modern physics and engineering, hint at capabilities far beyond the reach of a Bronze Age civilization. These descriptions, strikingly similar to accounts of Pleiadian technology found in disparate cultures and channeled materials, cannot be easily dismissed as mere fantasy or poetic exaggeration, for they are woven into the very structure of this ancient civilization. They are a repeated theme. The Sumerian pantheon is not a harmonious family of gods, but a battleground of competing ideologies and agendas, echoing the very schisms that have plagued the Pleiadians themselves. The rivalry between Enki, the god of wisdom, water, and, significantly, genetic engineering, and Enlil, the god of wind, storms, and often destructive power, mirrors the very conflict described in the Taygeta tablets and Anya's accounts. A struggle between those who seek to guide humanity and those who seek to control it. A battle between the forces of enlightenment and the forces of domination. The traditional view of Enki and Enlil as simple mythological figures representing natural forces fails to account for the depth and complexity of their interactions, their personal ambitions, and their direct influence on human affairs. Their conflict, a struggle for control over humanity's destiny, a struggle for dominion over the earth and its resources, is a direct echo of the Pleiadian schism, a battle played out on Earth through the medium of ancient civilizations, a battle that continues to this very day, though in a more subtle and insidious form. Could the stories of these competing gods be, in reality, a historical record of warring extraterrestrial factions? The Sumerian narrative, like those of Lemuria and Atlantis, culminates in a cataclysmic event, the Great Flood, a story echoed in countless cultures across the globe. A story that they have tried to paint as a natural disaster, or worse, as the wrath of a vengeful god. And once again, the fingerprints of Pleiadian intervention are evident, for this was no mere natural occurrence. This was a deliberate intervention. The Great Flood, spoken of in hushed whispers, is a testament to a deliberate act, a calculated reset, by the Pleiadians, or perhaps by a dominant faction that sought to regain full control. But this was not a simple act of destruction. The Sumerian texts themselves, along with accounts from other ancient cultures, speak of a chosen survivor, a man named Utnapishtim in the Sumerian tradition, Ziusudra in other accounts, and of course, Noah in the biblical narrative. The story of Noah is presented here as a first-hand account from a scroll found within the lost library of Alexandria. I, Noah, son of Lamech, give testimony of what I have been witness to. It came to pass that the earth was corrupt, and the watchers grew wrathful. I was different than the rest of the wicked of mankind, for I found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord came to me, and he was saying, Noah, the wickedness of man has grown out of control. I was saying, what can be done, O Lord? Is there no way to save them? The Lord was saying, it has been decided, Noah. The end of all flesh has come before me. Only you and your family will I save. You must build an ark. Notice the detail of language. It has been decided suggests there was a meeting, a decision, a planned event, not some random anger from a god. The Lord continues to tell Noah the specifics of the ark. The Lord continued, saying, make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. Noah's writings detail that he was a righteous man, but more importantly, he and his family were genetically distinct from the rest of humanity. The book of Genesis describes Noah as perfect in his generations, a phrase often interpreted metaphorically as moral righteousness. But what if this refers to a literal genetic purity, a lineage carefully cultivated by the Pleiadians for a specific purpose, a lineage deemed worthy of preservation? Noah was not simply a righteous man. He was a key element in a long-term genetic experiment, a vessel for preserving a specific bloodline deemed valuable by the Pleiadians. The flood, then, was not an act of divine wrath, but a calculated pruning, a selection process designed to shape the future of humanity, a terrifying example of cosmic engineering. But the flood was not the end. It was a new beginning, a fresh start for the Pleiadian project, another roll of the dice. And from the lineage of Noah, new civilizations would arise, each bearing the mark of their extraterrestrial creators, each playing a role in a grand, cosmic game, the rules of which are only beginning to be understood. From the advanced knowledge and societal structures of the Sumerians and the Anunnaki, presented as tangible evidence of Pleiadian influence, to the insightful and terrifying Gnostic texts speaking of a demiurge creator, who some believe to be Enlil, to the detailed orders of Enlil's flood and the preservation of Noah, a specific genetic experiment. We see a clear pattern, a disturbing narrative, emerging from the mists of time. The story is consistently pointing to Pleiadian intervention, manipulation, and a long-term agenda that stretches back to the very dawn of humanity. The implications are vast, almost beyond comprehension, forcing us to question everything we thought we knew about our origins, our purpose, and our place in the cosmos. So after this long, arduous journey through ancient texts and hidden histories. What is the ultimate goal of these recurring interventions, these cycles of creation and destruction? What is the true nature of the Pleiadian agenda? And perhaps more importantly, what is our role in this ongoing cosmic drama? As we reach the end of this exploration, a stark and recurring pattern emerges, a cycle woven through the very fabric of human history, a cosmic rhythm of intervention, schism, and subsequent resets. From the earliest whispers of Lemuria, the shimmering utopia built upon Pleiadian ideals, to the tragic grandeur of Atlantis, consumed by internal conflict and technological hubris. From the fertile crescent of Sumer, where the Anunnaki, those beings from the heavens, walked among mortals, to the modern resurgence of New Age philosophies, echoing ancient teachings, each chapter in this grand cosmic drama has been marked by the hand of the Pleiadians, or factions thereof. Each cycle reveals a similar pattern: periods of direct guidance, the sharing of advanced knowledge, the establishment of seemingly utopian societies, followed by internal division, the misuse of technology, and ultimately a cataclysmic event that wipes the slate clean, leaving only fragments of memory and a lingering sense of déjà vu. Like a recurring dream, the story of Pleiadian influence repeats itself, each time with different players, but with the same underlying themes of guidance, manipulation, and the eternal struggle for control over human destiny. The story of the Pleiadians is not a static history, confined to the distant past. It is a dynamic, evolving narrative, a cosmic dance of light and shadow, a story that continues to unfold in our present and will shape the future of our very species. This cycle, this hidden hand on the rudder of human civilization, has been deliberately obscured, buried beneath layers of myth, dogma, and deliberate misinformation, making it all the more crucial to understand. And as we explore the biblical texts, we see the hidden hand of the Pleiadians. In the book of Genesis, the story of the Nephilim, the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, is often interpreted as a purely mythological tale. This is a mistake, for the truth is much more profound. I, Enoch, ancestor of Noah, scribe and witness of the heavens, shall speak of what I have seen and know to be true. It came to pass that the sons of heaven, luminous and powerful, came down to earth. I saw them. They beheld the daughters of men, for they were fair, and they desired them. So and so was saying, let us go down and make these women ours. They took wives from among them and begat children, giants who walked upon the earth, the Nephilim, of great strength and knowledge. But these were not the plans that had been laid out. The watchers, those who were to guide mankind, had overstepped their bounds. Conflict arose among them, and corruption spread across the earth, perverting the initial intention, the very purpose of this endeavor. This is the story of the Nephilim, but the full story is not simply one of extraterrestrial intervention. It is a story of choice. The Pleiadians, divided among themselves, perpetually locked in their own internal conflicts, present humanity with a choice: to follow a path of guidance or a path of control, to awaken to our own inherent potential or to remain asleep in a carefully crafted illusion, to embrace our sovereignty or to surrender to external forces, however benevolent they may appear. If the cycles of history are indeed orchestrated, or at least heavily influenced by these external forces, are we doomed to repeat them endlessly, trapped in an eternal recurrence of creation and destruction, rise and fall? Or can we, armed with this knowledge, this forbidden history, break free from the pattern, transcend the limitations imposed upon us, and chart our own course, becoming the true masters of our own destiny? The story of the Pleiadians, then, is not just a history of the past. It is a mirror reflecting our present and a challenge for our future, a challenge to discern truth from deception, to embrace our own innate power, and to consciously create the reality we desire, a reality free from manipulation and control. This is not just a story about extraterrestrials. It is a story about us, about our enduring quest for truth, freedom, and our place in the vast cosmos. A story about the universal struggle for self-determination and the perennial search for meaning in a universe teeming with both wonder and peril. The Pleiadians, the Anunnaki, the ancient gods, these are but players in a larger cosmic drama. A drama in which we, humanity, are not mere spectators, but active participants, with the power to shape our own destiny if only we choose to awaken. Despite the challenges and uncertainties, the very awareness of this hidden history, this suppressed knowledge, empowers us to break free from the cycle of manipulation, to reclaim our sovereignty, and to create a future worthy of our potential. The future is not predetermined. It is not etched in stone. It is fluid, dynamic, and created by the choices we make each and every day, both individually and collectively. The universe is vast and mysterious, filled with both wonders beyond our wildest imaginings and dangers we can scarcely comprehend. But within each of us lies the power to discern truth from falsehood, to connect with our own inner knowing, our own innate wisdom, and to navigate the complexities of existence with courage, compassion, and a relentless pursuit of truth. This journey through the hidden history of the Pleiadians, this exploration of the ancient connections and the ongoing influence, has been a personal awakening, a reminder that the search for truth is an ongoing process, a journey that requires both skepticism and open-mindedness, a willingness to question everything, and the courage to embrace the unknown. Question the narratives you are presented with, the official stories, the accepted dogmas. Develop your own discernment, your own inner compass, your own ability to distinguish truth from illusion. Share this information with others, spread the word, awaken those who are still slumbering.